Right, we get ready now for the following race after lunch, the second race after lunch, the Joubert Sports and GT Cars. And already we from our commentary box can see the Autohaus Angel Ferrari of Dane Angel. It's now beginning to work its way out on the track. Davi Joubert coming out on the circuit as well. And Steve Humble working his way out. And Charles Visser also coming out onto the track as well. Noel Greiling, the new man in the 992 GT3 Cup Porsche, running in Class X today. I'm sure he'll be in Class A at least by the next event. Charles Visser as well will also bust out from X, probably into Class A with that very quick Porsche of his. Clinton Thorne has also made his way out onto the circuit. So the guys are slowly but surely beginning to work their way out onto the racetrack. Conor Kilbride in the Beamer that I earlier thought belonged to Marco Retta, but not. It is indeed Conor Kilbride. Andre Brink is out on track, and there are a few more of them coming up. Gary Kieswetter, they've got a DNF in race 1, is out on the circuit. Martin Prince coming out, Sander Bakari coming out, Paul Beachet coming out. It looks like that's Oliver Hintenhuis. And then Renzo Torrente working his way out, and a whole lot of others. Simon Penev coming out as well. So Byron, they are all coming out onto the circuit, including the number 84 of Devon Palais.
Yeah, there comes Ribeiro out onto the circuit as well. Marco Ribeiro, that's the GT Sports and GTD class. We didn't speak much actually about Gary Kieswetter in the first race in the Martini Porsche, Frankie, because he had basically a consistent race as far as things were concerned.
Didn't get to the checkered flag though. He got a DNF that was picked up by Jordan that was manning the radio, and he did not finish that Martini Racing Porsche of advanced packaging technology, did not make the checkered flag.
My error there, but yes, I saw that Martini Porsche is back out on the circuit. I saw that the Juno of Sandra Bicari, the VW Juno, is back out on the circuit as well. That was parked in the pits towards the latter end of the first sports and GT car race, but it looks like we're starting to stack behind the safety car, and there is Dane Angel in what is purported to be a 12 million rand machine. That's what I've heard. And of course a V8 Ferrari. That one alongside him will be the Lotus Exige of Davi Joubert. A number of Porsches in this race as well. The likes of Charles Visser in that white Porsche with a number of the various racetracks as decals. And alongside him will be Greiling, Clinton Thorne, Conor Kilbride.
Well, I must say, sorry about the safety cars leading them out of Castrol Corner, and there are hordes and hordes and hordes of racing cars still coming past us into turn number 1. They're going to pick up the tail end of that snake that's working its way now towards Interceptor Corner. All these cars, it's on the screen in front of you, all going to catch up to the main pack that's working through turn 3 Interceptor. So they're going to have to get a move on. That safety car is going to have to slow them down enough that these other cars can catch up to the back of that leading pack that's working its way slowly but surely up the Tygerberg Straight towards Saddle Sweep.
It's the BMW of Torrente, and then I think I see that is the Lotus 7 Rotary of Henny Bosman, who sat out race 1. Then Simeon Penev, Vance Kearney in the number 17 car, which is out there. Vance Kearney we usually see in the classic car races. And there is a Pilbeam that is being pushed by marshals, and I wonder if that's the Francis Carruthers car.
No, well, if it's 91, it's Humble. If it's 69, it's Carruthers. We'll try and pick up that number on the screen for you. He's pretty hard to pick up that number, but we'll have a look. There should be 2
Carruthers is out there.
It is Carruthers is out there. It's Stevie Humble. It is the 91 Steve Humble, is also the chairman of our local rallycross and also competes there. And that is a double whammy for Steve Humble.
Yeah, bad luck day for Stevie Humble, of course, the chairman of the rallycross section as well, as far as things are concerned. So a day to forget for Stevie Humble, but Frankie, the safety car will bring them around, will peel off and leave them be for 10 racing laps, as they will do.
Safety car will move off now. The lights are off on the safety car. It peels off into the pit lane. It's now in the hands of Dane Angel and Davy Joubert. It sits there on his outside in second pole. Under the City of Cape Town Bridge they go. The 5 lights at the end of pit lane is on. The lights go off. They drop the hammers. And away we go for 10 laps of Le Joubert Sports and GT Racing. Exit turn 1. It is Angel that sits out there in P1. In second position, we've got Davy Joubert. And then it's a lovely fight here going on. And it is indeed, it's a Noel Greiling. That's there in that third position. Right behind him, we have got Charles Visser. And then Andre Brunk got gobbled up there by that Lotus 7 with a Toyota power plant of Clinton Thorne.
Well, just on the inside of turn 3, Frankie Visser had a go back at Greiling. They're now onto the Tygerberg straight as they charge up now to the double apex right-hander at Saddle Sweep turn 4. And then onto the back straight. You'll see coming through there will be Martin Prince in that orange Porsche. And that orange Porsche, he finds himself currently there, looks like it ahead of a BMW, but meanwhile, here come our leaders, the Ferrari versus the Lotus, down the straight as they go. Now they're leaving the rest behind so far, and underneath the bridge they'll come. Let's take a look at the gap between the two of them then as they cross the line and go back into turn 1 for the second lap.
Working their way out of turn 1, it's a Dane Angel. Right on his case is Davy Joubert. Then as the rest of the field filter through turn number 1, it is Noel Greiling. Behind him we have got Charles Visser. Right on his case as they make their way towards turn number 2, Castrol. It's the Toyota powered Lotus 7 of Clinton Thorne. Andre Brunk is in there. Gary Kieswetter making his way out as well, and then Connor Kilbride, and then right behind Connor Kilbride as they go through the King towards turn 3, we've got Sander Bakari that's diving up on the inside of Martin Prince.
Yeah, Martin Prince then ahead of Hintenhouse, who was originally right behind Martin Prince, is lost out there and is falling into the clutches of Francis Carruthers. Meanwhile, into turn 5, Frankie, look how close it is. It was 0.2 of a second when they crossed the line the last time around. They come now to complete lap 2 of 10 underneath the Castrol and City of Cape Town Bridge. They'll then run. They are nose to tail. He's in the slipstream. Is the Lotus. Will he make a move into turn 1? I don't think so yet. He's going to play the waiting game, Frankie.
Right on his case, he sits there. It's a 1:11.818 by Davy Joubert. He's the quickest man as they work their way out of turn number 1. Then it's Noel Greiling. Behind him is Charles Visser. Behind Visser is Thorne, and then it's side-by-side stuff between Gary Kieswetter and Andre Brunk, and Kieswetter and Brunk's having their own fight as this group works its way towards turn 1. In the background you can see Kieswetter and Brunk, and then right there with him he's the BMW of Connor Kilbride.
Yeah, he's made easy work over there, has Kieswetter. Past Brink, Clinton Thorne in the Toyota Lotus 7 is the next man up the road at the present moment, and that's about 3.9 seconds up the road to be exact. Meanwhile, going through turn 3 there, let's go down the back straight though. It's going to be the two leaders once again. It was very close across the line. It was 0.2 of a second between the Ferrari and the Lotus. Angel versus Joubert. They'll come out of turn 5 now and run it again now for the second go now. In the slipstream, you'll see that Joubert will run. He might have a better run this time into turn 1. No, he won't. He will still keep it just marginally off of the V8 Ferrari ahead of him there as the Noel Greiling and Charles Visser across the line a second apart. Dane Angel a 1:11.765 compared to the 1:11.797 of Davy Joubert.
Yeah, then going through turn 1 as well, we've got Clinton Thorne. Right behind him is Gary Kieswetter, Andre Brunk, and Connor Kilbride is getting away now from Martin Prince as they work their way through. And then Francis Carruthers is coming through, but somebody going into turn 1 with a serious misfire.
It's Sandra Bicari. It's going into turn 1 at the moment. That could be a second race exit.
Right, that's the Juno. As we go back to our leaders, that's working their way down the back straight. There you see them on screen. Down the back main, there's nothing today between the Ferrari of Dane Angel and the Lotus Exige as they work through Fastron of Davy Joubert.
So for the third time in as many laps, Frankie, we have another duel over the line and then towards turn 1 now. Let's see as they make their way across the line towards that first turn. Holes Hook, he's still not close enough, Frankie. He's going to have to play the waiting game, having to pressure Angel into some sort of a mistake. It is now 0.3 of a second between the two of them. That 1:11.739, still the fastest lap of the race for Dane Angel. I'd love to see the comparison of times. Actually now, that is the one, and he was 1/10 of a second faster.
Yeah, coming out of turn 1, we got Visser. Then behind Visser, we got Clinton Thorne, followed by Gary Kieswetter. As we watch them come up the Joubert straight, working their way into the turn number 2. That's Greiling, and that is Visser. That's coming through your shot there. You just picked up the Lotus 7 of Clinton Thorne, as the leaders are making their way down the back main. They've got a couple of back markers behind them. They've got 2 back markers as your 2 front runners bomb them going into turn 5 Fastron.
Well, watch them as they come around now. It could be Devon Pillay, I think they're coming up to. And then the next one up the road, Vance Kearney. Oh, there's also a car going very slowly over here as well. That's about to be lapped as they cross the line now. 5 laps left to go, Frankie, as they're going to turn 1 once again, the leaders.
And it's nose-to-tail stuff, and it's a 1:11.739 by Dane Angel. And he's got a slower car heading into turn number 2. Into Castro Corner. Davy Joubert has a lunge up on the inside. They're nearly side by side, but the line is covered there by Dane Angel as they overtake that back marker through the kink and race down Byron towards Interceptor.
Through the gears for Gary Kieswetter as he goes into turn 1. Meanwhile, let's look at turn 3 now. As our leaders come through once again here, it is going to be still Dane Angel that had a 0.3 of a second advantage over Joubert. Now they open up onto the back straight now towards turn 5, Pertamina Fastron. He looks like he could make it now in the slipstream over here. Let's see them as they go past the back markers, Frankie. And that could actually really affect things over there for them.
That is the 77 of Simeon Panev that they've overtaken. That's 1 of 2. Then that's another Birkin 7 that they're getting past now. These 2 front runners under the City of Cape Town Bridge they go. They've got 4 laps to go as they race down into turn number 1. Dane Angel and Davy Joubert, the Ferrari and the Lotus Exige, heading out of turn number 1. We've still got a lot of ground to cover before we see Noel Greiling and Charles Visser heading into turn 1 as the 2 of them make their way out of turn number 1. Heading towards turn 1 now, we've got the Lotus 7, and he's been caught. Clinton Thorne has been caught there by Gary Kieswetter as they exit turn 1.
Really got his head down there, Frankie, as they come out of turn 1 now, and he eats up into that Toyota Lotus 7. They're coming up to lap as well. Ribeiro ahead of them as they make their way now. The Martini Porsche going through that second turn. But meanwhile, down the back straight as we go towards turn 5, it always looks closer and closer and closer every time. 0.4 of a second the last time out. So Dane Angel has had the measure over Davy Joubert by fractions. Here we go, Frankie. Is it going to happen this time?
Well, let's have a look and see. These 0.417 last time. Now it looks up on the inside. They are side by side. Joubert's got the inside line. Davy Joubert surely will steal the lead away and does so. But the cutback, the switchback gets done and does not succeed there by Dane Angel, and now they've got some more back markers ahead of them. One of them is Torrente, and the other one is, as they go into turn 2, the Audi R8 of Paul Beachhead, as they are dissecting those 2 back markers now, heading into Interceptor.
That Vance Kearney on the main straight not sounding so nice over there, I'll tell you that much. But meanwhile, let's see them as they go through now. It's still nose to tail between them. It was a beautiful move, though, by, of course, Joubert. Angel still hanging on to him at the moment through turn 4. Sardo Sweet Greyling a little bit further back. Visser, Kieswetter has gone through on Thorn, looks like it. So let's see now down the back straight, the blue flag's waving. Paul Beachy head also on that straight as well. But look at now who's getting in between the two leaders, the Coastal BMW.
Yeah, that's Ollie Hinton now. He just keeps right out the way. There's not a damn thing he can do with 2 laps left to go between the two of them. And Joubert has done a 110.733 as they work out of turn 1 out of holes.
Wow, that was, and a 112 was done by our second place man.
Byron, I see the Audi R8 of Paul Beachyhead retiring in pit lane. That's the end of the show for Paul Beachyhead.
Well, into turn 1 now comes the leader of the Class Class A section, has led by Greyling at the moment, ahead of Visser by 4 seconds. Kieswetter up into 3rd in that particular race at the moment, and we look at Greyling now on the Joubert straight and into turn 2 now. Here comes the Gary Kieswetter Porsche, 3rd in class. He's made his way past the Lotus 7.
Leaders are going into 5 there into Fostron corner. There was 1.3 between them when they started this lap, and keeping in mind that there's a couple of back markers as well. Here they come towards us now. Joubert hits the line, and so does Dane Angel, and it is a 2.5 seconds gap between the two of them as they exit turn 1.
Putting a lap there on Martin Prince through turn 1, as they do then now as well. As we focus on turn 1, there is the Juno that heads into first turn. But now here comes Greyling, Frankie, that of course is 3rd place man overall and leader of Class A.
We just saw 2 cars going out of turn 1. Here comes Noel Greyling, that's that silver Porsche. And then working his way through turn 1 now, that is Charles Visser coming through there. He is a 2023 South African Polar Cup champion. And then we have got Gary Kieswetter that's working his way towards 1 as you see Charles Visser go through your screenshot. But this is a checkered flag lap. This is the flag lap, Byron, and your leaders are working their way out of turn 5 out of Fostron.
See them as they come through Fastron. They're still dodging the back markers here, but here comes Joubert. His best was a 110.081. He takes the victory ahead of Dane Angel in 2nd position. And we wait now for Noel Greyling as not only the 3rd place man, but the winner of the Class A section. Coming into turn 5 now, Pertamina Fastron, and runs it down to the line shortly.
Yeah, here he comes. A couple of slower cars coming to the line, and then you got Noel Greyling that gets to the flag, and then that white and grey Porsche coming to the line. That is Charles Visser Jr.
Yeah, Gary Kieswetter will be the next man, Frankie, and Clinton Thorn has dropped out of the race. That's why he disappeared so suddenly. I thought that Gary Kieswetter managed to get past him. Gary Kieswetter on the main straight, but look what's coming on behind them. I think that's coming to the line.
That's Henny Bosman and Simon Penev, but they are a lap or so down. Andre Brunk coming to the line, and then Connor Kilbride in the BMW finishes behind him.
And here's Vance Kearney now with a car that is not all healthy at all.
Don't sound too well in that machine of his, but that concludes the second Le Joubert Sports and GT race for the day.